I know we agreed to stay apart and we had a million good reasons. That's not gonna work for me.
Why is that?
Because I love you.
I love you too.
Spend time at the ranch with your mom. Kind of looked up to Mary, and you would have been too young to remember that.
I haven't been around, but I'm trying to change that. And you're my little brother, and I care about you.
If that's true, then you'll sign the deal with Heartland. It's time to put this ridiculous feud behind us.
They are supplementing their cattle with grain. One email to Crown shoppers would take down their business and ruin Amy and Nathan's relationship.
Oh, most likely.
But it would be the right thing to do, wouldn't it?
Amy Fleming thought she had finally found balance, a new love, her daughter by her side, and Heartland standing strong. But Heartland Season 19 rips that balance apart in ways no one expected. A single whisper, a single challenge to her name as a horse trainer is enough to put her entire legacy in danger. Suddenly, Amy is not just working with horses, not just being a mother, she is fighting to protect everything she has built. And the trailer makes it clear, this season is not about comfort, it is about survival. Because when reputation is shattered, when trust begins to crack, the whole foundation of Heartland starts to shake. That is where Season 19 begins. And it only gets darker from there. The trailer wastes no time reminding us that Heartland has always been more than a ranch. It is history, it is memory, it is family. But history is fragile, and legacies can be torn down faster than they are built. For Amy, the whispers start quietly. A doubt cast on her training methods, a rival questioning whether she has lost her touch. It is not just about horses, it is about identity. When the trailer shows Amy being blindsided by accusations, you can feel how personal this battle will become. This is not a stranger attacking her career. It is someone aiming for her heart. Because to strip Amy of her reputation is to strip her of the very thing that defines her. But Amy is not alone in this storm. Lou is seen fighting her own demons. After years of putting work above all else, she is now torn between protecting her family and holding the line against an adversary who knows exactly how to strike. The look in Lou's eyes shows a woman who knows that leadership comes at a cost, and the cost this time may be the very ranch she swore to protect. For Lou, it is not just about making business choices. It is about proving that family cannot be broken apart by outside pressure. Yet the trailer makes clear her choices will not be easy. Every decision she makes will ripple through Heartland, pulling the family closer together or tearing them apart. And then there is Jack, the rock, the rancher who has stood against storms for decades. But even rocks can be worn down, and the trailer hints at cracks in his patience. The hiring of an unlikely ranch hand is more than just a subplot. It is a test of Jack's judgment, of whether the old ways can survive in a world that is always changing. Jack has always been the one to keep the family steady, but what happens when his own choices start to shake their foundation? That is the question hanging heavy in the air. The trailer does not just give us glimpses of challenges, it gives us shadows of betrayal, a business threat that could ruin Heartland's cattle trade, a feud that refuses to die, threatening to drag Amy and Nathan into a destructive path. And above all, a looming sense that the family bond is about to be tested in ways it has never been tested before. When Amy says she cannot let go of the memories, when she clings to what Heartland means, it is not nostalgia. It is survival instinct. She knows that if the ranch falls, a part of her falls with it. Heartland Season 19 is not painting a picture of peaceful ranch life. It is painting a battlefield where every character must choose. Protect their pride or protect their family. The whispers of scandal, the shadows of betrayal, the pressure of time running out, all combine to set the stage for the most suspenseful Heartland season yet. And through it all, the question remains, can Amy fight back against those who want to destroy her name? Can Lou hold the line without losing her family? Can Jack remain the steady anchor when his patience runs thin? Or will the Bartlett-Fleming family finally reach a breaking point? Because this season is not just about horses. It is about what happens when everything you love is put at risk. It is about how far you will go to defend your legacy. And Heartland Season 19 makes one thing clear: this fight will not leave anyone untouched. If the first glimpse of Heartland Season 19 is about legacy and identity, the second layer digs into something much darker: betrayal. The trailer teases just enough to make it clear that the enemy this time will not only come from outside forces, but from within circles the family once trusted. Betrayal does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it hides in whispers, in subtle decisions, in deals made behind closed doors. And for the Bartlett-Fleming family, those whispers threaten to unravel everything they have fought for. The cattle trade is the beating heart of the ranch's survival. But in season 19, even that foundation comes under fire. The trailer hints at a scandal, the family's cattle being supplemented with grain, an act that could destroy their reputation in a single email to a powerful buyer. This is not just about money. This is about image, about trust. If that secret comes to light, Amy's career as a horse trainer may not be the only thing at risk. It could ruin Lou's credibility as a leader, it could push Nathan into impossible choices, and it could shatter the fragile bonds keeping the family together. What makes this betrayal even more chilling is how personal it feels. The trailer strongly suggests that those behind this scheme are not strangers. They are people with grudges, people with old wounds, people who know exactly how to strike where it hurts most. And when Nathan's name surfaces, the tension sharpens. He may love Amy, he may want to put the feud aside, but loyalties can twist under pressure. The question the trailer asks without answering is simple. Will Nathan stand with Amy, or will he be forced to betray her to save himself? That uncertainty is what makes season 19 different. The enemy is not just faceless competition, it is rooted in history, in blood, in family disputes that never healed. But betrayal does not stop with Nathan. Lou's storyline is equally weighted with suspicion. As she tries to juggle the safety of the ranch and the unity of her family, she is presented with choices that feel like traps. Every decision carries a price. If she pushes too hard against the adversaries circling Heartland, she risks alienating allies who once stood with her. If she compromises, she risks losing the trust of her own family. The trailer frames her as a woman caught in the crossfire, but what makes it suspenseful is that Lou herself may not be sure who she can trust anymore. And then there is Jack. Season after season, Jack has been the man you could rely on, the calm in the storm, the voice of reason, the one who pulls everyone back to the ground. But in the trailer, we see flashes of frustration, of weariness, of a man who realizes that the world around him is changing faster than he can control. His decision to hire an unlikely new ranch hand may look like a chance to bring in fresh blood, but underneath, it feels like a risk that could open the door to further betrayal. For Jack, the battle this season is not only about defending Heartland. It is about deciding whether he can still trust his own instincts when the stakes are higher than ever. In Heartland Season 19, the tension of betrayal is not limited to business deals or ranch disputes. It creeps into the emotional fabric of the family. Amy's new relationship, something she thought would bring her peace, is suddenly threatened by forces determined to tear it apart. Lou's attempt to refocus on family becomes poisoned by mistrust. Jack's patience begins to fracture, and with it, the family's unity shows signs of cracking. These are not small conflicts. These are fractures that, if left unchecked, could become permanent scars. The brilliance of the trailer is how it teases betrayal without giving away the full picture. We see shadows, not faces. We hear threats, not full conversations. That suspense is deliberate. It is not about telling us who the enemy is. It is about making us feel the dread of betrayal coming from the people we least expect. And that is what makes Season 19 so gripping. It is not the kind of betrayal that can be solved with a single argument or a single act of forgiveness. It is the kind of betrayal that forces characters to question everything they thought they knew about loyalty, family, and trust. So as Heartland Season 19 unfolds, the question becomes unavoidable. How much betrayal can one family endure before it breaks? Will Amy's fight to defend her name push her into battles she cannot win? Will Lou's choices save Heartland or doom it? Will Jack's faith in his own judgment hold, or will it crumble under pressure? And most chilling of all, when the truth finally comes out, will the Bartlett-Fleming family still recognize one another? Or will betrayal change them forever? Because sometimes the worst enemy is not outside the gates. Sometimes the worst enemy is the one standing beside you. Heartland has always been about resilience, about family members finding their way back to one another even when storms threaten to tear them apart. But the trailer for Season 19 makes one thing chillingly clear. Every person has a breaking point. And this season, those limits are going to be tested in ways the Bartlett-Fleming family has never faced before. For Amy, that breaking point comes when she realizes that her fight is not only against rivals who doubt her skills, but against time itself. The trailer shows her clinging to memories, refusing to let them fade, because deep down she knows the truth. Her reputation is not just about horses. It is about who she is, who she has always been. And the cruelest part of reputation is how fragile it can be. Years of dedication can be undone with a single rumor. One whisper of doubt, one email from the wrong person, and the identity she has fought so hard to build could collapse. That pressure weighs on her every moment, and the question hanging in the air is, how much can Amy take before the pressure finally cracks her? Lou, too, is standing on a knife's edge. Her role has always been the one of responsibility, of carrying the heavy burden of leadership while others leaned on her. But now, leadership has become a curse. The trailer hints at a devastating adversary pushing her into corners where every choice looks like failure. If she stands her ground, she risks dragging her family into battles they cannot win. If she compromises, she risks losing their trust. This is not just about running Heartland anymore. This is about Lou's soul, about whether she can make choices without destroying herself in the process. And for the first time, Lou's own family may question her judgment. When that happens, when trust erodes from within, the leader becomes isolated, alone. That is the danger the trailer is pointing towards. Then there is Jack. For decades, Jack has carried the weight of Heartland on his shoulders. He has been the voice of strength, the figure who steadies the family when storms rage. But this season, the storm is different. Jack is older now, his patience thinner, his energy stretched further than ever before. The trailer reveals moments where even he begins to falter, where frustration replaces calm, where silence speaks louder than words. The hiring of a new ranch hand, something that might seem like a minor decision, becomes symbolic. It is not about labor. It is about trust. Jack is testing whether the next generation can carry the torch. But if that trust backfires, if the new blood he brings in becomes another source of betrayal, then Jack's breaking point may finally arrive. And when Jack breaks, the entire family risks breaking with him. But the breaking point is not just about individuals, it is about the family as a whole. Heartland has always thrived on unity, on the idea that no matter what, the family would come together. Yet Season 19 hints that unity itself may be under threat. Old feuds, new romances, bitter business deals, they are all pulling the family in different directions. And what happens when everyone is fighting their own battles, when no one has the strength left to hold the others together? That is when families shatter. That is the fear woven into every frame of the trailer. The suspense lies not in the obvious battles, but in the quiet moments. In Amy's voice breaking as she refuses to say goodbye. In Lou's eyes when she realizes her decisions could cost the family everything. In Jack's silence when he senses the weight of years pressing down on him. These are the moments when you realize Heartland is not just a ranch. It is a fragile bond. And that bond may be closer to breaking than ever before. Heartland Season 19 trailer gives just enough to show us that the family is heading toward the edge of collapse. Not because they do not love each other, but because love alone may not be enough to protect them this time. The betrayal, the business threats, the personal battles, the exhaustion, it all adds up. And when pressure builds without release, something has to give. Season 19 is building toward that breaking point. The only question is, who will be the first to fall? Because once a bond breaks, it is nearly impossible to repair. And Heartland Season 19 is daring to ask the question fans never wanted to face. What if love and loyalty are not enough to hold this family together anymore? The trailer for Heartland Season 19 ends not with comfort, but with questions. After 2 decades of watching this family fight, fall, and rise again, fans have learned to expect resilience. But this time, resilience may not be enough. This time, the Bartlett-Fleming family faces a storm that is not just about horses, ranch life, or even love. It is about survival in the truest sense, the survival of their name, their bond, and their future. Amy's arc is the centerpiece. We see a woman who has carried loss, who has fought through grief, and who has rebuilt herself again and again. But in Season 19, Amy faces something different. The risk of losing her very identity. The accusations against her as a trainer are not just professional attacks, they are personal daggers meant to strip her of dignity. And yet, the trailer hints at her strength. The tears, the anger, the moments of desperation, they are real. But beneath them, you can sense defiance. Amy is not going to surrender. She will fight, not just for her name, but for her daughter, for her future, for Heartland itself. The suspense lies in whether that fight will come at too high a cost, because sometimes defending your legacy means sacrificing everything else. Lou's struggle is no less gripping. She has always been torn between ambition and family, between duty and love. In season 19, that tension explodes. The adversary threatening the ranch forces her into corners where there is no right answer. Every decision risks breaking something she values. Will she prioritize the ranch, the land, the legacy, or will she prioritize the fragile unity of the family? Either way, something must give. The trailer makes it clear, Lou cannot save everything, and the heartbreak of this season may be watching her realize that truth in real time. Jack's storyline cuts even deeper because it carries the weight of time. We hear him wonder how long until he cannot get on his horse anymore. We see him face decisions that younger men might ignore, but older men cannot. Jack's breaking point is not just frustration, it is mortality. He has been the unshakable center of Heartland. But even rocks erode. The trailer hints that his role as anchor is under threat, and if Jack falters, the family may drift into chaos. The suspense lies not in whether Jack loves them, he always will, but in whether love can protect them from forces too strong to control. The looming question is whether betrayal, pressure, and exhaustion will finally rip this family apart. The grain scandal, the feud with Nathan's ties, the whispers threatening Amy's reputation, they all converge on a single theme. Heartland is vulnerable in ways it has never been before. The family's strength has always come from unity, but unity is fragile. And when tested by betrayal, mistrust, and the ticking clock of time, even the strongest bonds can break. And yet, through the shadows of the trailer, one message lingers. Heartland has survived storms before. It has endured loss, tragedy, and betrayal. Time and again, when all seemed lost, the family found a way back. The final images of the trailer show not just pain, but resolve. Amy refusing to say goodbye. Lou standing tall despite the weight on her shoulders. Jack pushing forward even as he questions his own strength. These are not images of surrender. They are images of defiance. That is the suspense Heartland Season 19 leaves us with. Will this family finally collapse under the weight of betrayal and pressure? Or will they rise, stronger than ever, proving that legacy is not something you inherit, it is something you fight for? The tagline says it best, Heartland strong. But the question that hangs over every frame is whether that strength will be enough this time. Because Heartland Season 19 is not just another chapter. It is the season that dares to test the very soul of the Bartlett-Fleming family. And by the end, one thing will be clear. Either Heartland survives as it always has, or this storm finally breaks it apart forever.